Okay, experiment hot filtration. Be sure to follow along in your laboratory. There will be information embedded that you will be needing for your report form. First of all, we have to measure out some water to heat it up so that we can do a hot filtration. As I say, there are various items, information you're going to need for your report form, and those are embedded in this video, so you pretty much need to watch. You can see the water is now heated up, and another filtration vessel is being prepared in the background. Filter paper will be needed, and it has to be folded in the correct manner. The sample, which is a mixture of benzoic acid, charcoal, and copper sulfate, needs to be separated so the required amount is weighed out and it will be dissolved into the warm water, which will then be stirred for 1 to 2 minutes, dissolving as much of the material as we can in it. And after that has occurred, the hot material, hence the name hot filtration, is poured through the filter paper. Both the material being poured into the filter paper and the material that passes through the filter paper have specified names which are given in your lab manual. There's the first piece of data you need. Sample 1, the melting point range onset is 121 degrees C. Make sure you note the number of sig figs. The material is now filtered. The material in the filter paper is removed. And you can note that a clear material is left. It's not colorless, but it is clear. To facilitate the cooling process, I've used cooling water. And you can see that the clear colorless material eventually, once cooled down to about room temperature, forms a white flocky material, a white precipitate. Reminiscent of a snow globe. This material, being at room temperature, now gives rise to the second filtration, the cool filtration, where now the white flocky material will be separated from the remaining liquid. As you can see, the white solid material is collecting on the filter paper. Once we've done all that, and you can now see there's the second piece of data you need for your report form. The melting point range for sample 1 ends at 125 degrees C. There's your third piece of data that you need. So now what remains to be done is to isolate the white material and to dry it. The process requires unfolding the material and towel drying to remove as much of the wet material as we can. And then what is left with a pseudo-dry filter paper is to put it in the oven and to dry it. Once that's done, you will notice that the white material is a white powder, which, because we're going to put it in capillary tubes, need to be piled up. And no, we are not Breaking Bad here. We have piled that up so we can put that in a melting point capillary tube. A capillary tube has an open end and a closed end. It's hard to see in this, but you can see that it looks like a little BB, a little white BB in one end. That's the closed end. The material, once dry, can be tapped into the top of the tube, and then one taps it down to the bottom. And you can see now I've prepared 2 tubes, and you can see that the white material has been tapped into the bottom. All that remains to do is to put the tubes in the melting point apparatus. There's your third data point that you need into the apparatus. Look down into the machine and actually note when the solid material, white material, which you can see down in the tubes, actually turns clear, which meaning it's melted. At that point, you would have recorded the melting points and you're done. And now what do you do with the information you've collected? The same thing as every week. You will complete your report form. You will have gotten the melting point values that you need embedded in this video. You will work your % error calculation to the correct number of sig figs. You will complete the post-lab questions. The main difference is you will upload your report form and post-lab questions as a Blackboard assignment. 3 criteria must be met when you do that. 1, you can take a photo of it with your iPhone or whatever, but everything on the page must be legible. Number 2, it has to be uploaded in PDF format. Do not upload it in a JPEG or anything else. You have to convert it to PDF format. And 3, check. Once you upload it, make sure it's in the upright position so that I can read it left to right. Don't turn it sideways. And with that, you are done with the hot filtration experiment.